Namaskar. Again, we are today meeting here for spiritual talk, spiritual interaction, to know certain things which are very essential for our life, for our existence, for our well-being, for our happiness. Today we are discussing about dharma, what is dharma, and why one needs to follow it. This is the first thing we will discuss just now, then we'll go to the other aspects of dharma. So, by dharma, we mean the characteristic, the essential characteristic without which an object, something cannot maintain its existence. For an example, we say the dharma of fire is to burn. We recognize fire because of its thermal value. So if there is no burning capacity, we cannot call it fire. It may become ashes or coal, and unless it starts burning, it may be fuel, it may be wood, but it will not be fire. Fire only when it has the quality of burning. Similarly, everything has got its dharma, its characteristic, its a special quality, attribute, which is holding its existence. Actually, the dharma word is derived from the Sanskrit root dhri plus man suffix. It makes dharma. It means one which holds. So the fire is existing because of the characteristic of burning. That's why the burning is called the dharma of fire. So there are two very evident things in this dharma. One is that something cannot exist without dharma, and secondly, it is universal in nature. We find fire doing the same thing everywhere. It is burning in India, in Japan, in Germany, Canada, America. Fire does not give up its dharma because of the change of time, place, or person. It maintains its quality, and that's why it is called the dharma of that particular object. So, you see, we find three existence in our cosmos, in our planet. One is the vegetable kingdom, another is animal kingdom, and the third is human kingdom. So the dharma of vegetables, they are also living beings, but they cannot move. Their dharma is to provide us with certain things which sustain our life, our food, our drink, etc. And the animals, their dharma is confined only to four basic instincts, that is of appetite, sleep, fear, and sex. And human beings have two branches of dharma in their life. One is Jaiva Dharma, those things which sustain our life which maintain our life, and the other is Bhagavad Dharma, which is the real characteristic of our existence. When we see these three types of living existence, vegetables, animal and human beings, we find that so far existential property is concerned, everything has got it in its living state. Everything tries to exist with the help of food, drink, environment, conducive environment, proper care, etc. So human beings also have this basic characteristic of appetite, food, then sleep, fear, and sex. But these are also common in animals and vegetable kingdom. So these cannot be the exclusive quality, exclusive characteristic of human beings. That's why Shiva said that ahara nidra bhai maithunancha samanya metad pashuhi naranam dharmo hi te samadhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashuhi samana. That this food, sleep, fear and sex, they are common in animals and human beings. And if the humans also pursue only these four things, then they are equal to animals, they are same as animals. That's why Shiva said that I give one special quality to human beings which will separate humans from animals. And then he gave this propensity of dharma. And he said those who practice dharma sadhana, they alone can be called human beings. Others are as good as animal. So we find that dharma is the basic thing which keeps something in its proper existence. Now the question is, what is that universal quality which is reflected in every human being of every place? Just like fire, either in India, America, Germany, Japan, Canada, Jamaica, wherever we go, we find fire does the work of burning. Similarly, is there any quality common in all the human beings of every place, of every country, of every language, of every religion? Then we find only one quality. That quality is that it's thirst for unlimited happiness. In every living being, we find desire for happiness. Even vegetables, the plants, they also want happiness. And this has been experimented by the botanist, that when we love a plant, when we caress it, when we give affection to it, then it gives a very sweet vibration, it emanates very sympathetic vibration. But if we treat it rudely, if we beat it with the cane, then when we reach near that plant, then it becomes contracted. It starts shivering in fear. This has been very much experimented and documented by the scientists. So this happiness, desire for happiness is common in all the living beings. But this desire for happiness in animals and the vegetable kingdom is for limited happiness. If we put green grass before a cow, it will eat, and when the stomach is full, when its appetite is filled, then it will leave that grass. It will not care that it has to store that grass so that in the evening it will again eat the remaining grass. It will not care for the remaining grass, because its appetite is now satisfied and it is no more hungry. So it is in all the living beings. We find it is only for the satisfaction of the basic instincts, inborn instincts, that it strives to get food and sleep, etc. But human beings, their desire for happiness is unlimited. A person may have millions and millions of rupees, still he wants to earn more. His desire for more money is not, I can say, eliminated by holding millions and millions of rupees. He does not require it. And many of his generations can easily survive with the help of whatever he has accumulated. But still he wants more. So this desire for more and more is actually a symptom which makes it clear that we do not desire that particular object. What we desire is infinite happiness. But that limited acquisition does not give us infinite happiness. It does not give us unlimited happiness. So, in spite of the possession of billions and billions of rupees, we feel dissatisfied. We want still more. So, one thing very clear, that every human being, irrespective of race, language, region, country, has the same desire for unlimited happiness. This is the only quality which is common in all the human beings everywhere, whether literate, illiterate, male or female. Every human being wants unlimited happiness. And as you know, that unlimited cannot be two. If it is two, it is limited. We are able to count it. So unlimited will always be one. It will be infinite. And infinite is a number or a digit, we can say, about which the mathematics even says that we add anything in the infinite, it will still remain infinite. We multiply infinite with infinite, still the resultant is infinite. We divide infinite by infinite, then also the result is infinite. And if we subtract infinite from infinite, then the result is also infinite. So it is a quantity which is called indeterminate quantity, that we cannot determine it. Our intellect, our knowledge, our methods, our apparatus, instruments cannot calculate, they cannot properly explain what is infinite. But it is sure that there is infinite. This has been accepted even by mathematics and the present science. But this realization of infinite is possible only through spiritual practice, which Shiva says dharma sadhana. That psycho-spiritual practice is required for attaining this unlimited, this infinite happiness. It is must. And if we practice this psycho-spiritual sadhana to attain the infinite happiness, then we can say that we are following the path of dharma. Dharma is the endeavor to attain infinite happiness, or in other words, we can say bliss, supreme bliss, ineffable bliss. And you know very well that we always strive for happiness. And in the world, whatever happiness we get from the transitory objects, from the corporeal existence, this happiness is of limited nature, whether it is on the physical plane or on the psychic plane. It is limited in its effect, in its duration. It does not satisfy us for all the time to come. So that's why there is, newer and newer designs by the architects about the buildings, newer and newer, dishes for the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is only because a particular object does not satisfy us, it does not keep us happy for all the time. Therefore, this urge for infinite and the effort to realize, attain this infinite is the dharma of human beings. If we are pursuing this, the attainment of effort to attain infinite, then alone we deserve the name human beings. Otherwise, our every effort is only to satisfy this desire for our food, sleep, fear, and sex. So that's why it is essential that we follow the path of dharma. That is, our effort must be, our every action must be, our approach must be to move towards that supreme bliss, to this infinite happiness. And in the world, we have to maintain our existence, physical existence, that is Jaiva Dharma. So in order to survive, so that we can practice spirituality, we can practice psycho-spiritual sadhana, this is essential that we have a healthy body, we have a very, I can say, a healthy mind, there is a proper cooperation in between mind and body. Then alone, this pursuit of psycho-spiritual science can be implemented in our life. It can be effectively pursued. So that's why the Sri Shriyan Murti ji has said that Brihadeshna Pranidhanam cha dharma. Dharma is the endeavor to attain Brihat. Brihat means which is bigger than the biggest. The biggest we can imagine, we can conceive or perceive. It is bigger than that. There is nothing bigger than the infinite. So that's why the pursuing the path leading to the realization of infinite happiness, that infinite entity is the real dharma, and devoid of this dharma, we cannot call an existence a human existence. So that's why Sri Shriyan Murti ji has said that life is a spiritual sadhana, and the result of this sadhana is to be offered at the altar of Almighty. This life is meant for spirituality, for spiritual elevation, psychic elevation, and for the attainment of infinite. So, in scriptures, our scriptures, it has also been said that dharma is Lord of Lords. Dharma means then the power of the Supreme. A person who is attached with dharma, who is following the path of dharma, he becomes connected with the Supreme. So this dharma is our real friend. It is said in the scriptures that dharma eka eva suhida dharma nidhane pyanuyatijah sharirena samangnasam sarvamanyatu gacchati. That the only friend, real friend of humans is dharma. Suhrid means friend, real friend. Eka eva, the only one friend, there is only one friend of humans, that is dharma, which goes with us even after we die. And all others carry our dead body to the cremation ground, they cremate us, they burn it, and then they leave that place. But dharma remains with us in the other world also, even after our death. That's why dharma is essential to be followed in life. And for this, I can only say in this short time that human existence, the unit existence, our individual existence consists of our body and mind and soul. And for the body, we have Annamaya Kosh because it is maintained by, it exists because of the food and the material things in the life. So this Annamaya Kosh, which is comprises the food stuff. For this we have to do asanas. This Annamaya Kosh is perfected by asanas, yogic exercises. And then our mind has 5 koshas. Kamaya Kosha, it is perfected by following yama and niyama. Manomaya Kosha, it is perfected by practicing pranayam. And Atimanas Kosha by pratyahar, Vijnanmaya Kosha by dharana, and Hiranyamaya Kosha by dhyan. And then, ultimately, this dhyan leads us to samadhi, that is the realization of the Supreme. So unless we perfect these 5 koshas, the real attainment of the goal of dharma will remain unattained. So if we want to attain the goal of dharma, that is the realization of the Supreme, then these 5 koshas are to be perfected. So the sadhana is ashtangic, it is 8-fold, as I have said, yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. These are the 8 limbs of yoga sadhana, this is spiritual practice, but the koshas are 5. But without these 8 practice of 8 limbs, these 5 koshas cannot be perfected, and we cannot really become dharmika. So in order to become dharmika, it is essential that we follow this path of Bhagavad Dharma. And this Bhagavad Dharma, that is the attainment of the supreme happiness, supreme pleasure, supreme bliss. This Bhagavad Dharma has 4, you can say, pillars, and we have to make all the pillars strong by sincerely doing spiritual practice. The first pillar of Bhagavad Dharma is expansion of mind, psychic expansion. If we think of our individual happiness, then after the practice of psycho-spiritual sadhana, we can think for the happiness of the whole family. When we do still more sadhana, we can think for the happiness of the whole city, whole country, and finally of the whole humanity and whole cosmos, whole universe. Mind goes on expanding. This is the first, you can say, signal. It is the first index, I can say, which gives us the experience that we are moving on the path, correct path, we are moving on the path of Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma. And the second is rasa. Rasa means flow, and there are 3 flow we find in our life. One is the flow which is coming, the vibration which is coming from the objects, Visaya Ras. This is from the objectivities. And the other is our own psychic flow, that is, we think of something, we imagine many things, we contemplate many things. So we feel attraction for something, we feel like and dislikes for something. So there is a psychic, our own peculiar, special psychic flow. And then there is Paramaras, that is the flow of the Supreme, the infinite bliss. There is also flow coming from that Supreme Consciousness. So in these 3 flows, we have to keep adjustment with the objective flow. We have to maintain a adjustment because our physical survival is also necessary. But our mind should always move towards the supreme flow, towards the Paramras. Visaras, we have to keep adjustment with it, we have to serve it, we have to utilize it, properly utilize it for our existence. And Paramras is the goal of life. So our all, even whatever we eat, we have to think that this food must be conducive to our psychic evolution, elevation, and spiritual experience. Whatever we think, it must be helpful in our psychic elevation and in spiritual attainment of his spiritual goal. So this rasa, vistar, rasa expansion, this flow towards the supreme. And third is our relation with the society is of service. So it is seva. And service is not give and take. Where we give something and then we take, it is called business. Like we go to shop, we give money and we buy something. So the service is that we have no desire to get anything in return for whatever we have done service to others. No desire for this. If somebody has met accident, we take him to the hospital and finally he is cured. His being cured is a real reward. We should not expect that he should praise us or he should return it in any type of favor in future. Whenever there is a desire, it is a business. It is not service. So service is selfless. It is without any feeling of return from the person who is being served or from any existence, living existence who is being served. And fourth is Tadai Sthiti. The result of these three pillars, these three practice of these three aspects of Bhagavad Dharma will give us the result that it will establish us in Godhood, in the attainment of the Supreme. So this Bhagavad Dharma is the real Dharma. Now let us come to the second aspect of today's discussion, that is religion and dharma, religion versus dharma. And one thing I want to again emphasize, that the dharma is not true, dharma is not extroversial. Bhagavad Dharma, I mean Bhagavad Dharma, it is not true, it is not Hindu Dharma or Islam Dharma or Sikh Dharma or Bauddha Dharma. Dharma is one, it is universal, it cannot be many. And so when we come to the second point, as it has been mentioned here, that religion versus dharma, so actually there is no question of versus, but this sectism, this sectarian or communal feelings comes because of the narrowness of mind. And that's why, because of the difference in psychic state, in the psychic characteristics, different religions have come, which we know by the name Islam or Buddhism or Jainism and Sikhism, etc. So this actually is so many, and dharma is one, religions are many. Then religions are based on dogma, superstition, fictional stories, and dharma is based on rationality, it is based on scientific temper. So it is conscientious, it is logical, it is rational and reasonable. It is gives full support to logic. And when people started introducing dogma in spirituality by writing many books, writing many slokas in Sanskrit literature, then rishis, the great sages, the realized sages said that keval shastra masritya na kartavya vinirnaya yuktihina vicharena dharmahani prajayate. That only depending on the words of scriptures we cannot decide about our course of action. The scriptures may not say rational thing, they may not say logical thing, and if it is devoid of logic, then certainly there will be the decline of dharma. Dharma hani prajayate, the dharma will get a very great assault on its existence, and people will degrade from the path of dharma. That's why it says that there should be rule of rationality. It must be rational. And in the religion, if the rationality is introduced, then it will become spirituality, it will become dharma. But we find that in religion, the basic difference in religion and dharma is that religion is dependent of an individual's teachings, and that individual has imperfect knowledge. So his teachings will also have imperfection in it. And that individual is eulogized, its scriptures are eulogized, many mythological stories are, woven around that individual or their faith, their convictions. But dharma, dharma, from whom we will learn dharma? About, I find one very important link between the link among three great personalities which this planet has the fortune to inhabit, to keep in its lap. One is Shiva, another is Krishna, and now in our age is Sri Anandamurti ji. Shiva was the first person who gave the concept of dharma, that dharma makes a man, makes a human a human. Krishna said that dharma is, when dharma, there is a decline of dharma, then I come. I come means the supreme entity taking the human form comes to protect the decline of dharma. It wants that the dharma should be placed in its original glory. So he also came for dharma. And he says that he came to establish dharma in very nice dharma sansthapanarthaya. Sambhavami juge juge, in different era I take birth. I multiply myself in a physical body when there is a decline of dharma. So the words of dharma come from the supreme in human form, which this planet has witnessed only thrice. One is Shiva, another Krishna, and Sri Anandamurti ji. So Krishna came for the protection of dharma, and he also further, extended the scope of dharma, that he said that it is not only in individual life, but also in social life, in our political life, in our economic life, in all the branches of life, we have to follow dharma. And if the king is not following dharma, that king must be removed, and a person is strict in following dharma should be placed on the throne. And this he did it by, being an instrumental in a great war, which is popular by the name Mahabharata. And Sri Anandamurti ji says that jato dharma tato ishtah, jato ishtah tato jaya. That the ishta means our goal, our desideratum, So where there is dharma, there is the ishta, the desideratum, that is goal. That means only the words coming from Supreme in the human body, who is known as Mahashambhuti, only his words can be accepted as dharma deshana, as the injunctions of dharma, as the directions of dharma, and none else. Every value, every concept has to derive its sustenance from the words of the Mahasambhuti, from the words of Shiva, Krishna, and Anandamurti. So there is, I find a regular link that they all have connection with dharma, because their dharma leads us to supreme. So the goal of human life is to realize the supreme. That's why the supreme entity, when it finds that humans are unable to protect dharma, they are unable to keep dharma at its proper place, then it has to take birth in human form. It is not like avatar, but it is like manifestation of the supreme with the help of the five fundamental factors, quinquelemental factors, that is ether, air, luminous factor, liquid factor, and solid factor. So that's why religion is not based on conscience, it is not based on science, it is based on faith, it is based on dogma. And that's why religion always promotes fear complex and inferiority complex. Inferiority complex and fear complex. If you follow my God, if you follow my mentor, then you are dharmika. If you do not follow, then you are adharmika, you are nastic, atheist, and you should be killed, you should be finished. And that's why this, I cannot say these are dharma, these are actually sects, they are this madhab, they are religions. So there are many. And so they try to convert also. This conversion, if the whole world becomes Hindu, will it be a better world to live? Or if the whole world becomes Muslim, can we say that it is a very happier situation for us? Or if the whole world becomes Christian or Buddha or Jain? Because I say this because we find criminals in all these religions. And I asked one person who was arguing about religions, I asked him whether you would like to be cheated, defrauded by your own people of your own religion or by the people of another religion. If a cheats me and he belongs to my religion, will I forgive him? Will I not complain to the police that he has cheated me, or he has stolen my money, or he has robbed me? Will I not complain because that man belongs to my religion? And I will only complain if the person belongs to another religion. Then the questioner said that no, if anybody cheats me, then I will complain to the police. If anybody has stolen, I will certainly tell the police to arrest and to recover my stolen articles. So I told him that here, when we find that the conduct of a person is important, not his religious association, then why do you fight for religious things? You must always fight for the establishment of great values, noble values, truth, honesty, virtues, goodness, gentleness, and all these virtuous things. And then that man becomes silent. So that's why the religion promotes inferiority complex and fear complex. If you do not follow, you are accursed. You have no future. You are destined to go to hell. And that's why, there is a concept of hell and heaven also in religion. Whereas in dharma, there is a concept of the attainment of the supreme happiness. There is no hell and heaven. A person has to undergo the sufferings for his bad actions, and he will enjoy happiness for his good actions. This is the dictate of dharma. But in religion, if you follow the tenets of the book, their book, then your seat is reserved in the heaven. There is some heaven after seven sky or something like this is the concept there. And the now rockets are going and they are investigating the reality of moon, of Mars, Jupiter, and so many planets which are worshipped by humans here. And they find that they are also having the same type of elements and a structure which we have on the earth. So they have not yet found any heaven at any height of the sky. They have only found the stars, the galaxies, etc. So this religion is the cause of division. It is the cause of hatred. It is intolerance. It promotes intolerance. It does not want to see other people following other religion. It wants that you all should follow our religion. So there is so much tension we find in the society because of the existence of religion. So I will only say that religious people, if they follow their own way of life, their own way of practice, let them follow. I do not say that they should abandon it, but they must have tolerance for others. If they love their religion, other people also love their religion. But and this there is also talk of sarva dharma samanvaya. So as I have already explained that dharma is one, so there is no question of samanvaya, combining different dharmas. It is not possible. Dharma is one, so how the combination is between different religions, and the combination of the different religions, their conglomeration means their destruction. If they combine together, they will have to give up their own way of worship, their own way of thinking, their own books, their own prophets, incarnations, etc. So the real path is the path of dharma. It is not the path of religion. And the more and more people follow Bhagavad Dharma, which is eternal, which is not ephemeral, which is not transitory. It is not based on time, place, and person. It is based on the eternal entity. So this path on dharma alone can save humanity. And this is the only way that we can save our civilization from destruction and all sorts of miseries. Now the last point, that is dharmo rakshati rakshita, that dharma protects its protector. So there is a very nice sloka by our rishis. They have said that dharma eva hato hanti dharmo rakshati rakshita tasma dharma sada kaja sarvarnai prayatnata. That dharma destroys one which try to destroy dharma. Dharma does not, dharma retaliates. It is just like if we put our hand in fire, the fire will burn our hand. It will not discriminate between child and between grown up, or between male or female, between virtuous or unrighteous. It will not discriminate. Its characteristic is to burn. So whosoever will put its hand in the fire, it will burn it. Similarly, those who try to destroy dharma, that means the people who are trying to work against Bhagavad Dharma, against, you can say, universal love, universal peace. The Dharma says the whole universe is ours. We are the inhabitants of this universe. We are world's global citizens. We are planetary, we can say, universal citizens. And those who promote this love, universal love, they are real dharmika. And those who go against it, those who try to divide humanity, those who try to make mind extrovert, make mind hedonistic, they are going against dharma, and dharma does not tolerate it. That means Param Purusha, the supreme consciousness, does not tolerate it, because he does not want that somebody should disturb the peace among his children. We all are his progenes, he is our supreme progenitor. So that's why when somebody does anything which is an attack on dharma, which is an assault on our dharmic way of life, then dharma also retaliates. It may be instant, it may be later, after some time, but dharma does not forgive. There may be forgiveness by supreme entity, God, supreme consciousness, but dharma does not forgive. It is just like putting hand in the fire and getting burned. Similarly, any person working against dharma has sure to be ruined. Nobody can protect. There is no protection from anybody. So that's why it is always said in our teachings of the great masters that come what may, any adverse situation, any troublesome situation, but we must stand firm on dharma. Dharma will protect us. It will create situations so that the dharmic people get victorious. And the only reason that a protector of dharma gets victory is that dharma is actually the power of the supreme entity. So those who follow the path of dharma, they are under the shelter of the grace of the supreme. So naturally they will be victorious. Their life may be of hardship. The unvirtuous person, unrighteous persons, they may try to create all sorts of, you can say, troubles and agonies for the good people, but their future is always insecure. They are destined to be destroyed. Nobody can save them, and the whole history is full of such examples. That's why we must follow strictly the path of dharma, that is Bhagavad Dharma. We have to move towards the supreme, maintaining proper existence in the world. We have to promote love, affection, peace in the society. We have to love everybody. Everybody is our relation. Nobody others for us. Nobody is foreign for us. And I think that when we will be able to establish a real dharma in the society on this planet, then there will be world government. And the first thing this world government will do will remove this restriction, this legal requirement of passport and visa for visiting any place. The first thing, because the whole world is one, it is our family. We are the children of the Supreme Father. We are the children of the Supreme Mother, Supreme Creative Principle, and we are the inhabitants of this universe. So this is our real introduction. This is our real feature. This is our real identity, and we should offer ourselves in the same way in the society, not that we belong to this caste, this country, this religion, this language. These are the diversities, but we are one because our parents are one, because this whole world is one family. So I think we have discussed so many things about the need of dharma in our life, and our abiding association with it, so that we move towards our greater and greater happiness, finally the attainment of the supreme bliss, and that we remain well protected by dharma when we are following sincerely, honestly, the path of Bhagavad Dharma. We have discussed all these points. And now I will like you to ask any question if you have in your mind on regarding this topic, which I have said something just now. So I will be very happy to know your questions about any query, any doubt, any inquiry from you. Please ask. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Dada.
Do not hesitate to ask.
The session was wonderful and clarified many questions.
Your voice is not audible. Sunai nahi de raha. I'm not
hello,
to
able to hear me, Dada? Hello. Hello, able to hear me, Dada? Hello.
The voice is not audible to me. There is some, I think, technical problem.
Hello. Able to hear me, Dada? Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
आवाज को और दूर करो. Yes.
Hello.
Please speak.
Yes, Dada. So thanks for a wonderful session, Dada. So I have one question. So when we talk about the dharma, various we clearly identified the religion
I'm
and
sorry.
the dharma is different.
Because of some technical problem, your voice is not
Okay.
audible.
Okay. No problem, Dada. So we can discuss offline. That's not an issue. So we don't have the participants. Maybe we can wind up the call now due to the some reason, technical reason, we are not able to audible.
I'm very sorry, very sorry that I'm
no problem, Dada.
here.
Thank you. We can talk offline.
And the technical man is unable to resolve this issue.
No problem, Dada. We can talk offline. No issues. Maybe we can close the session now. Thank you very much, Dada. Thank you.
Okay, so you can see.